is the rumor here, guys, that Tether has a double spend vulnerability. So if you followed our channel, you know that double spend has to do with, that 51% attack where someone can send a coin to an exchange, and Tether's a coin, a cryptocurrency itself, as most of you understand, and then basically it doesn't get confirmed. So then someone else would mine that blockchain and say that transaction never took place, whatever it is. But I believe this is a different vulnerability to the 51% attack. So just price wise here, we've fallen down from that level. We have a very tightening pattern. We broke out of it to the downside with this negative news, making those new lows there. And this is maybe that final flush and that climax in emotion and capitulation we've been looking for. So let's just go to Tether. They haven't said anything officially on their Twitter yet. So let's just have a read of this article and see what's happening, because I believe that this was only one exchange, and I believe it was maybe OKX in China, and I believe that this has already been disproven as a misstep on their part. So I believe Tether runs on the Omni layer, so unless Bitcoin gets double spent, I believe. I'll have to refresh my memory, but let's have a look. Basically what I'm saying is I don't believe that, billions of dollars of Tether is about to be double spent and bring the crypto world to a standstill. I believe this is a very confined situation, and like 99% of the time in crypto, when I jump on and do these live streams, the message is don't panic. I don't think there's anything wrong. So yes, you read the title correctly. A private Chinese cyber security firm, Slomis, put up this tweet. And I believe the exchange accepted a valid as false deposit here. The exchange in USDT recharged transactions to confirm the success of a logical flaw in the transaction details on the blockchain. Field valid is true, resulting in pretend value. So the user has not lost any USDT but successfully recharged the exchange. Okay, so the user hasn't. So you can tell an exchange you've deposited when you haven't, but the exchange will accept it. That's kind of what they're saying here. We've confirmed that a real attack has happened. The relevant exchange should suspend USDT deposits. Recharge function ASAP. Self-examination of the code. Okay, so that all makes sense, and I believe that there was OKX, the exchange that they're talking about, and so the flaw has to do with on their end how they accept the Tether. USDT, so they haven't named the exchange yet. Okay, in other words, the security firm seems legit. No reason that they will go out and post something like this. I mean, the other thing to note here, guys, is that the futures expire in less than 24 hours from now. So the other day we did a video talking about the first ever US futures contracts, the inaugural contracts, which were created back in mid-December, and they expire tomorrow, 6 months later. And put your tinfoil hat on. Why do these things always seem to be more than a coincidence in the world of crypto? So OmniLayer is that company I mentioned, so that's right. What I was saying before, that they build on top of Bitcoin. So unless Bitcoin obviously is unhackable by every means currently known, until we maybe get quantum computers. So you can't double spend that Bitcoin and on that Tether on top of it. So that's an exchange vulnerability. Oh yeah, OKX. So exchange response. So since we've clearly identified the issue, this is the one impacting exchange specifically. Let's see what this has to say. OKX, dear valid customers, we are aware of a vulnerability with Tether deposits, and we confirm that OKX is not exposed to the vulnerability. Rest assured your assets are safe with us. The team found a loophole when an exchange is depositing USDT. After being aware of the loophole, we immediately contact Slow Mist. We confirm that our platform is not affected by the issue. Okay, so not OKX. Keep looking through here. So Omni has an Explorer, just like we have the Bitcoin Blockchain Explorer, where you can look through and see who owns what at each block. So the transaction hash didn't happen. No transaction hash confirming. No double spending. So again, it doesn't look like it's an issue with that blockchain. It's more of an issue with the exchange, whichever exchange this is. If someone wants to let me know in the comments, or if they know anything else. Seems to be an exchange problem, more so than a Tether issue, as I just sort of touched on. Slow Mist originally brought this issue through the tweet. Slow Mist looks to be well-respected, legitimate company, so not spreading FUD ridiculously under the radar at this point. OmniLayer has responded, affirming the assumptions. No exchanges other than OKX have addressed or responded. So what we're watching now is obviously the big exchanges to come out. Follow those on Twitter, guys. Binance has been more than professional in the past, with the first to respond. So if this exploit has been known before now, it's possible that this could be exploiting without the community knowing. Okay, so in that instance, if this was being bad, and I still think that it would have been picked up on the OmniLayer blockchain, as someone was said before. If someone was to deposit, $100 million of Tether and then it not be confirmed on the blockchain, and an exchange accepts that amount, obviously that means people are spending and buying with, similar to the way we described 51% attacks and waiting for confirmations before you let people, sell coins and then withdraw other coins to rob an exchange per se. So that's kind of, I guess, would be the fear. But I can't see how exchanges would do that if they've got enough confirmations and with the blockchain explorer there. So let's have a look if we've got any other responses from Tether. I don't know if it's a matter of not having enough block confirmations. I think it's a matter of the exchanges not having different security update, not having the right measures in place. So in terms of price bottoming out, if you've followed our work and watched our candlestick videos, that's a nice looking candle. And now, how long we got? We've got 11 minutes left in this candle. So this could be a nice, strong bounce, depending on if people, realize that this news isn't too bad, or we get some confirmation here, or if we get some more fear and a tweet that other exchanges are affected. I'd be looking definitely for another leg down. So let's head over to Twitter and search for USDT. See what everyone is talking about. So Hubai are looking into this as well now. Keep users up to date. Okay. If I'm translating it correctly, it appears what happens was an exchange wasn't checking the flag on transactions. Okay, there you go. So it's not a double spend per se. Well, it would be picked up as a double spend if they were tracking this part being flagged as false. Okay. So as we suspected, nothing to do with the blockchain or the OmniLayer on top of Bitcoin. It's just a poor exchange practice, and the developers at an exchange not integrating their confirmation and deposit practices. Every time we think there's every type of FUD we've seen about a coin, we get something new. Okay, so is that the same article we just read? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so keep an eye on exchanges, guys. I'd be looking for Binance and those exchanges that are normally pretty quick to act. Bitfinex is normally pretty quick to put out announcements and that sort of thing. But really, by the look of that, it's exchanges that had bad deposit practices themselves, rather than everyone at the moment with this kind of fear that maybe people are depositing Tether twice in large amounts. There's ways to look on that block explorer to, as people said, with those transaction hashes and work out that those transactions are not valid. Someone would have noticed this in the past with Tether being under the microscope and being scrutinized so heavily. So that's probably it for today, guys. As always, don't panic too much, and let's wait and see. Keep an eye on Tether's Twitter. See how this unfolds. Cheers.